What is onycholysis? It's just a condition, but when your nail has separated from the nail bed, they're not connected. That means you have onycholysis. But then it is divided into different causes. So for example, you have onycholysis caused by nail psoriasis, because with nail psoriasis there may or may not be onycholysis. It depends on, well, for example, what stage you are in. You can hit it and your nail can also separate, and that's also onycholysis. So in both cases it's onycholysis, and there can be onycholysis on certain nails, on some of them. That will also tell us that if a person always has onycholysis only on these nails, for example, it means we need to check the heart, let's suppose. And so on. Yes, but that's no longer medicine. It's kind of not our area of responsibility. And so on, but we can only react to it, well, as needed, like podologists, for example. There you go. They have onycholysis there, and it's also onycholysis here. And onycholysis can also happen, for example, if a person is allergic to gel polish, anything that dries under a lamp, and for example, she applied it to her nails, got a burn, and her nails detached. That's onycholysis too. The nails lift and there's keratosis. It's a different type of onycholysis.
Yes.
So you definitely have onycholysis. It's just that in your case, it's most likely caused by psoriasis. Well, I mean, we can't give you a diagnosis because we're not doctors, but we can kind of make a suggestion. And based on that, you should go see a dermatologist. But here we kind of run into another issue. Where can we find a dermatologist who actually diagnoses instead of just saying, get tested for fungus? Did they just give you pills?
There are pills, yes. Something went quiet for me. There was some brewer's yeast there.
Brewer's yeast, most likely. Unfortunately, that's a real problem. I can smooth it out for you a little right now, like these seams, but we can't just take it down, you know, like a super cleanup. I'll quickly go over these spots now with the milling tool. The abrasive is quite rough. I'll make the free edge a bit longer and thinner so it'll be easier for you to file it, or I'll remove the remaining coating. That's it. I can't do anything else with the tablet. Because if I start cleaning you up now, it'll be, like traumatizing. I mean, your nails might react even more, so we don't need to do anything else. Your job is to calm down. Ideally, you should find a doctor, but I know exactly what this is. Abrasive. And in collections. Yes, unfortunately, that's not going to happen anytime soon. But I hope that it will.
And he will be moving towards her side.
To lie down?
To stand, well, I mean, to do something there, he will do what he can. Well, I have a plan to share.
Well, that's both the sad and the best part, actually, that, well, you can definitely help yourself. People comment that I'm not a doctor and question my views. I'm just curious where they even find these doctors. I'm really curious where to find them. I mean, is there some kind of registry somewhere of doctors who can at least tell the difference between psoriasis and a fungal infection? Instead of just saying, oh, your nails turn yellow, whatever, let's just pull them out or buy some yeast. And while we're at it, let's test you for a fungal infection too, since you're already here. Why don't you get tested? Could it be a fungal infection? Yes, it could. Objectively, well, because we get tested for fungus when the structure and color of the nail plate are changed. So if the nail isn't pink with a white lunula and a white free edge, then everything else is kind of a deviation from the norm. And all of this together is called onychodystrophy. And onychodystrophy is anything that's wrong with the nails. So by itself, it's not a diagnosis, it's just a deviation from the norm. That's the general term for it. It can be absolutely anything. And when doctors see something that's a different color, for some reason by default, they automatically assume it's a fungal infection. I've seen cases where the diagnosis is just onychodystrophy. But what kind? That's what I want to ask. Well, you can sort of see it, yes. Super, but what kind, and what am I supposed to do with that? So if you've been treated for fungus several times and it doesn't go away, maybe you don't have it. Especially since it's not showing up in the tests. What tests did they do for you? Did they do them immediately, or did you have to wait like 28 days?
I came from Lviv, I showed up. At the appointment, they immediately took a scraping from underneath.
From under my nails.
Both from below and above. And that's it. The next day they called me and told me that I couldn't.
So, this was done to you. Now I'll tell you what you had done. You had a microscopic examination. I mean, even I know how to look through a microscope and see if there's something, well, alive there, or not. So it's just a test and a series of yes or no answers. But that's actually good. This way you can tell if something is there. And in case there is something, then you need to culture them. A petri dish, that small glass dish.
Yes.
A nutrient medium is applied there, then the scrapings they take from the sidewall are placed inside. And at a certain temperature in a special room, it's all kept there. And some very beautiful fungi can grow there. Well, if you have them, of course. They can be yellow, orange, green, gray, purple. I actually saw them with my own eyes. It's really beautiful. Really, really cool. Let me see if there's a review with pictures in microbiology.
Yes, I started watching.
I saw how they grow them, but I understand there are very few views because it's fake. Well, like, you know. Something scientific, yes, I completely understand. But in general, just so you know. And in this way, when the mushroom grows, they can identify it. I mean, they can just simply figure out who it is. Because mushrooms are also divided into different types, can you imagine? So, there are mushrooms, spores, right? They're in our environment, all around us. Right now. And outside, everywhere. On the handle, the door, or maybe on public transport. There are types of fungi that, for example, can live on, well, I don't know, on animals, for instance. There are those that can grow on trees, yes. So, they're very different. And can you imagine what scientists have recently discovered? It turns out that they've started finding types of fungi on humans that aren't supposed to grow on them. For example, they can grow in factories on trees or mushrooms. And that's already very dangerous.
It's not scary.
They're actually sounding the alarm. In microbiology, they have their own issues, but we don't see that in the news since we don't know about it. I learned this at the Institute of Microbiology too. It was very interesting to talk with the professors. I mean, can you imagine? Fungi are now doing things like...
They are mutating.
Can you imagine? That means they're changing and adapting. And do you know why? Because someone like you goes to a dermatologist, to some random mythical one. He says, oh, it's a fungus. Here, take some mycoterol or whatever Daryl and all those other Daryls. You know, one of those from the TV ads at the pharmacy, which for some reason is sold without a prescription. And all these Daryls, you know, antifungal medications, they're actually quite strong, and you need to use them strictly according to the instructions. So, if it says that you need to use it for, I don't know, 14 days, honestly, I've never used such a medication myself, so I don't really know how it works. For 14 days, morning and evening, apply something to your nails. Then you absolutely have to, like, no matter what, make sure you do everything exactly as it says for all 14 days. Because if you only do it for a few days, like 4, and think it's fine, then you're doing the same thing that happens with antibiotics. So, people who self-medicate, they prescribe themselves a broad-spectrum antibiotic, which is sold over the counter, buy it at the pharmacy, and only take half the course. What happens? At this point, the virus develops resistance. So it got a little exposure to antibiotics, it sort of adapted to them, didn't die off and mutated. That's exactly what fungi do. Can you imagine maybe there's a fungus, let's say you have it for example, and instead of doing the full 14-day course, you only did 10 days, you didn't finish it off, you kind of felt better, or at least you thought so, or you forgot, or you just got tired of it. What happened to you doesn't matter, you didn't finish it. And it's like, okay, I'm still alive. And they start to mutate like that. We do all this ourselves, you know? I mean, the irresponsible attitude of doctors towards how they prescribe it, and the fact that we can just buy it at the pharmacy, I think these are pretty serious medications, and you shouldn't do that, because fungi, they're not just here. The danger isn't there, nothing looks good, who cares? It's just an inconvenience. So just imagine if they find a fungus here, it's inside, it affects the body, that's where the danger is. It affects the internal organs, can you imagine? That's such a sad story. That's how we live. So where are you supposed to find this doctor? So for example, let's say they took a sample of your fungus, right? They scraped it from the inside, scraped it from the surface, but did they tell you how you need to prepare for this kind of test?
I only found out from you later because you happened to be filming something.
Yes.
About geology.
There is, well, give or take, like 2 or 3, and ideally a month, yes, or even better, a week or a month. There shouldn't be anything. I mean, like, no antiseptic on your hands. So you should, for example, prepare for this. No coating. I mean, you can't just, you know, wipe with Sterlock and go to take the test, for example.
But that's exactly what I did.
And when you wiped, I mean, maybe there was something there. Maybe even now, imagine, there's something. We don't know. I don't have a built-in scanner. That's the story. So they didn't even tell you that. I mean, how competent were those specialists if they didn't tell you that you needed to do some kind of preparation? Well, because they're just following their instructions. For them, it's just to cut, scrape, take something, get some money for themselves, or, I don't know, offer paid plans, free plans, that's it. They look under the microscope, but nobody's home.
Just so you understand, every time I went, let's say, to see a doctor, I would go in and they would look at something. They'd glance for 5 seconds, like this, at their little thing. That's it. Like, you have something strange there, so go get some tests done. Here's a referral, and this referral, well, you need to know right now.
I wouldn't even have time to prepare for the test.
I just, well, leave that office and then go to another one.
Well, basically, the only thing patients are prepared for is a blood test. That is, you need to come on an empty stomach. Why do you have to give blood on an empty stomach? Why is that? If you have coffee and a sandwich tomorrow morning, something will get into your blood. Also, something in the food. Its quality, what it was, or any changes, I can't say for sure. Well, it's obvious and clear that if you eat something before, while taking a blood test, it will affect the quality of your blood, and as a result, will just give us a false result. You might have just gotten a false result. I'm not saying you have a fungus, I can't say that. Jokes aside, people talk about oil but often overlook the soul. And I don't like oil.
Because you see,
Let's take a look now, yes, at how our nails look. Objectively not very good.
yes, do you see what my cuticle looked like just now? More or less normal. Your cuticle isn't bad, it's really stuck on.
Really a lot. Even now, I'm deliberately not doing anything to it. I don't touch the cuticle or anything. I want your nails to be in a state of maximum rest right now. Don't push back the cuticle.
I just pushed it back like this and it kind of didn't look right.
I don't know, you shouldn't. Don't do anything at all. Yeah, let's get some oil now.
They're not gonna fall off if I just ignore it and keep opening the bed. Yeah, I mean, if I keep stepping away, but they're not gonna fall off.
They won't fall off, but they'll keep coming off. You'll always be walking around with a gap on your nails. So you'll always have this empty space showing up here.
Yes, something gets in, that means fungus too.
It didn't get in today, but it could later, for a number of reasons. You might have weakened local immunity. You could be under stress. You might have just caught a cold, just gotten a little sick. That means your body's defense functions are reduced. So the skin too, believe it or not please. The skin also has protective functions. It covers you completely. It protects you from bacteria, microbes, and so on and so forth. So when your immunity drops, which could happen at any time, we just don't know. Who knows, maybe you'll catch something, get nervous, or something else will happen. So, I mean, one day it could happen. When? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow, maybe never, or the day after. Let's not put any coating on them for now. Let's grow them out, wash your nails. Walk around for now, we're about to impart Svatra. Walk around for a week, well 3, inside. We're about to take a photo together. I just took another picture, so we'll have one to look at and track our progress. So your body is young. Well, this is, yes, it means that you have a fast regeneration process. So your nails will grow back faster than, for example, mine or someone else's. That's fast. That's a plus. So look, when you apply oil, well, obviously they haven't reattached and they won't. But it looks better, yes, than when they're dry. Yes.
Then
Dry, because, well, moisturized skin always looks better. Even when I look into the lens, not even at the screen, visually you can't really tell that they've come off there. If you think that someone is always looking at other people's nails, no, unless it's me. But I won't be looking.
I'm not going to judge them because, well, unfortunately my scanner is always on, I can't turn it off, there's nothing I can do about it, but it's not out of malice, it's just because, well,
I'm constantly,
kind of, analyzing things.
Most other people don't even notice that you have 2 crooked fingers, I'll tell you even more.
I don't notice it.
Well, you really have to look closely, because you need to really examine it or something.
Well, no, I actually don't like it at all.
Yeah, the fingers, listen, well.
Well, the highlight.
So to speak, everyone takes after him, and that's fine. We'll wait 3 weeks and see what happens.
Yes, by the way.
We do this kind of massage. You just need to have oil, serum, whatever you want, just use it. Keep it by your bed when you go to sleep. Like I always have oil, cream, everything there. You lie down, watch TV, fall asleep, and massage it a little. It's good for your health. That's it, massage. Moisturizing. So what are we doing? We're increasing elasticity. We massage the nail plate, the skin, the nail bed. See, I'm massaging it. That's also stimulation, so it will just grow faster.
Yes.
And, well, moisturizing and all that, it sounds so basic, but honestly, from a distance, like right now, it actually looks pretty good. Oh,
So poetic. Well,
for you, the perfect option is to take care of your nails and paint them. What's stopping you from using nail polish? They're fine. Nail polishes have been good for a long time now.
Nail polishes have been good for a while. Look, I have a black stripe on my thumb.
Yeah, and I would also tell you to go see a dermatologist about that. Well, a black stripe, you know what I mean?
I saw it in your video, and after that I noticed it on myself, but in your video it was really super black. It's kind of cloudy, you see?
Yeah, yours is still cloudy for now, but you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it better with the naked eye than on video. That's when the question comes up. Health and life, I'm always curious, why do girls, women, start insisting on coloring their hair? Honestly, when it comes down to the question of living happily and being healthy or dying somewhere, I think those questions aren't even worth discussing. I think it's better to have good health. Naturally clean nails are beautiful too.
No, well, it's just normal. Well, if it were Japanese, well, like that, yes.
Monica also has the Japanese style, yes.
I like it, but I just don't like that they can't keep it in a normal state, like here. I mean, for me, everything is just like this. Well,
now try to analyze everything I said.